आप देख रहे हैं कलमकार इंटरनेशनल के ऑफिशियल चैनल पर अदबी और सकाफती प्रोग्राम।
Hallelujah. May I speak to you in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. As we are going to have a program which will be online, and it is being presented on Kalamkar International. And my name is Bashir Gilasam, and with me, Father Yunus Francis from England. He has been serving for the last 21 years in Church of England in different parishes, of course. So, but at present, he is serving as a vicar in St. John's, Salisbury, England. So thank you very much, Father Yunus, for coming again. And I'm really proud of such people that when I talk to you, when I talk with you, like on any topic, you give us a very, very thought-provoking ideas and answers. And today we are discussing faith and miracle. In all religions, they believe that there are miracles. They happen, miracles happen. But how do they believe? What is our belief? Are there important miracles or not? But the first question is, thank you once again. Okay. The first question is, what is faith? Faith, of course, we can't explain it, or we can't define it easily, but we can just tell through our characters what I believe that. Of course, I don't know what you believe, what people believe that, and you can give your questions. You can ask us online, and we would definitely try to reply your answers, questions. So, what is faith?
First of all, thank you very much, Reverend Dr. Bashir Gil Asim, for inviting me on your channel, Kalamkar International. It's a great privilege to be with you. Now, coming to the question, what is faith? Or in other words, what we say is, how would you define faith? It's a very question. Some people say, just to quote something, some say faith is like climbing up the ladder and reaching the last step and taking another step. And some even say faith is like a leap in the dark. When I was reflecting on these two sort of statements from different people, I came across a statement from John Lennox. He was a professor of mathematics at the Oxford University, and he's internationally renowned speaker on interface between science, philosophy, and religion. So he says, faith is not a leap in the dark. It's the exact opposite. It's a commitment based on evidence. It is irrational to reduce all faith to blind faith and then subject it to ridicule. He actually very much says faith is not just a leap in the dark, but there is a certain amount of certainty and surety about it. And St. Augustine, for example, also touches upon what faith is, and he says, some people say faith is just kind of believing in God, and it has nothing to do with the science. But John Lennox and St. Augustine also say reason and faith very much go together. For example, St. Augustine said, reason puts man on the road towards God, and how it is faith that informs and elevates reason, taking it beyond its natural. And then, of course, we have definition or an input from St. Paul as well in the second letter to Corinthians. He says, we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So there's both element of reason and faith going together. So what is faith then? In some simple words, faith literally means great trust, confidence in something or someone. And in religious or spiritual sense, it means, or faith means, a strong belief in God or a particular religion. Belief that is not based on proof or experience. So when we're talking about faith, we are talking about a certain amount of certainty, assurance, and confidence and conviction in God. When you look at different definitions of faith, for me, the best definition I find is in the Bible, and that is in the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. I think that's the most wonderful and the best definition that we can have of faith. And it says, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. So it's the assurance of things that we hope for, and it's a conviction that things that has not yet happened, but we believe in God in such a way, and our faith is so strong that those things which hasn't happened yet, but they will happen. So that's the best definition I find in the Bible. In another translation, it says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen." So our faith tells us that we don't believe blindly, but our hope is based on our certainty on God, that what we have faith in and what we believe in will surely happen. So that's how I think I'll define faith. That is a strong belief in God, but not a blind faith based on the trust in God that things will happen. What you hope for is going to happen.
Thank you so much, Father Yunus. And especially, I would like to ask my people, those who are viewing us, all the viewers and Christian believers, please read Hebrew 11 chapter. You will see everything, what is faith all about and what is Christian faith. Especially we are talking about our faith as a Christians, as believers. How and why do we believe, and why should we believe? Why, how? And then there is always a rationality. There's a reasons, as Father Yunus told, that there is always reasons to believe. We don't believe any, of course, we believe that there is God, but we can't see him. We believe that there's a God. As you mentioned, that now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. This is faith, but this is Christian faith. We don't want to tell you all other what they believe in Islam or Hinduism. We don't want to do any compare. There's no any comparison studies, and we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
So, well, the second question is, miracle. It is the faith and miracle, they go together. I would say that they go together. You can't have a miracle, you can't see miracles. Miracles never happen if you don't believe. Because in Luke, I would just say one and then you will. Immediately, if you see Luke 18, Lord, I want to see, he replied. Jesus said to him, receive your sight, your faith has healed you. And immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus, praising God. When all the people saw it, they also praised God. This is the word of the Lord. Thank you so much, sir. So what is miracle in Christianity?
What is a miracle? Before I say what is miracle or how do you define a miracle, there's a beautiful statement from Albert Einstein. And he says, there are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. It's a beautiful statement. Sort of the way we live our lives, it shows our faith and our trust in God. So what is a miracle? The word miracle comes from a Greek word which means thaumasion or semeion, which comes then from Greek to Latin as miraculum, which literally means wonder, astonishment, something that is extraordinary, something amazing, or something inexplicable by human standards. So miracle then, based on those words, can be described as an extraordinary event that manifests the divine intervention in human affairs. Another way of saying is miracle is an extremely outstanding and unusual event or a thing or an accomplishment. There's another way of saying a miracle is an event that provokes wonder and amazement. And I think that comes very clearly in the Gospels. You know, many times when Jesus performs a miracle, the reaction of the disciples is, or the reaction of the people and the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the chief priests and so on is, and they were amazed at what Jesus did. So it means it causes an amazement, it causes a wonder, the sense of wonder and awe in the people. So miracle is something that raises actually a sense of wonder and amazement in the hearts and minds of people. Another definition of miracle is from Merriam-Webster dictionary, for example. It says a miracle is an unusual or wonderful event that is believed to be caused by a power of God. And I think that is very important to remember, because there are a lot of wonderful things that many people do, black magic and other things, and they can do some extraordinary things and wonderful things just to get the attraction of people. So there's a distinction between those wonderful things that black magic and other magic kind of tricks that they do. But the true miracle is based actually on faith and on the divine power of God. Bible, for example, we find so many different things in the Bible about miracles, and of course there are miracles that Jesus did. There is another definition I think that's also very interesting, is by David Hume. He was a Scottish a philosopher, skepticist, and empiricist. He said, and I quite like that one as well. He says he offers two definitions of or statements about miracle. And the first one, he says it's a violation of a natural law. And I think that has a very deep meanings in it, because something that naturally you think or we think it cannot happen, because our sense, our logic, our mind, our reasoning tells us that this cannot happen.
Yes.
So when a miracle happens, that actually violates the normal general understanding of people. That is why it's called a miracle, because we think it cannot happen. There's, for example, when you talk about people who are ill or sick or terminally ill, and then the doctors tell you that there is no cure for them and there is no healing for them and something like that. And then people pray and they turn to God and they have faith. And then what happens? God listens to their prayer, and what everybody else, all the specialists and the doctors and the surgeons told them that this can't happen because that's the natural, normal understanding. And yet something different happens. And that is then going against the normal, natural understanding. And that is what David Hume says. It's a violation of natural law. But he also makes another important point. He says that's a violation of natural law, but that violation is caused by a divine will.
Yes, I mean.
So it's caused by a divine will. With the will of God, that thing happens. So it's different from when you talk about miracle. It's not just an incident, and it's not even a coincidence, because some people think, no, it was just a coincidence that this thing happened. No, miracles are different from coincidences and just incidents that happen. So that's why I would say the key point in a miracle is the will of God and the power of God manifested in circumstances and situations which are beyond our human sometimes understanding, then God does something marvelous and special, and that raises an amount of awe and wonder in us. How could this thing happen? That's a miracle.
Yes, a miracle. Thank you so much. We have seen C.S. Lewis, a big theologian, very famous theologian, and C.S. A lot of theologians all over the world, because we Christians believe in God's supernatural power, the power that is beyond our understanding. Like, for example, there is one, nothing can seem extraordinary until you have discovered what is ordinary.
Yeah.
Belief in miracles for more depending on in ignorance of the laws of nature is only possible in so far as those laws are known. So this is what we believe, that as a Christians, we believe that God can do things which we think are impossible, because he is God of impossibilities.
Yeah.
There was a man, and he said, doctor told me you will live only 2 years. And now he is 63 years. At that time, he was just 20 years old, but now he is around 64, 63 years old. He said all the doctors, they were failed. They were saying, no, he will not, never, he will die within 2 months, within 2 months or 3 months. Sorry, not 2 years, within 2 or 3 months. But he lived for 63 years.